initiative, which is to ensure that people who love art just don't have to go inside a museum, a gallery to enjoy it. And during that period, we've seen dozens of projects spring up across all of our community that are directly part of the Public Art Initiative, and many others that were not part of the AKG Erie County Public Art Initiative that have come on their own. But one thing we had not seen was truly a installation, a painting, a mural, an exhibit on an Erie County building. And that's what we're here to celebrate today, which is this wonderful new piece of artwork that has been put on, painted, and then put on through as will be described by Aeronaut afterwards, a process of taking what was a sterile building that does incredible work, and you'll hear more about that from Dr. Burstein in just a moment, but making it a place of happiness and joy, and a vibrant new piece of artwork from Ben Volta and Idris Wajid, something that we can be very proud of in our community. We are as strong a community as long as all of our neighborhoods, all our communities are strong. And so we cannot have a strong Erie County if there's a part of our community that's hurting. There's a part of our community that's not as strong as it can be. And that's why we invest in communities all across Erie County, just like this one here on the corner of William and Emsley in the city of Buffalo. It is an example of how coming together, just putting art can make a difference in people's lives. And in this one, it's special because the community played a role in coming up with the design for this beautiful artwork that you see behind me on our Jesse Nash Health Clinic. I want to introduce some friends who've played a role in getting us to this place today, but also before we begin, I want to introduce someone who's just basically on the job. It's his first week as the 1st District Erie County legislator, someone who'd been involved in the community as our community liaison through the Department of Central Police Services, but is now representing all of the individuals in the 1st District of the Erie County Legislature, our new legislator, and give him a big round of applause and congratulations for his new role, Lawrence Dupree.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all so much. It is such an honor to be here today for the installation of this mural on the Jesse Nash Center. But I just want to say, I had some nice words, but I also want to say, as I got out my car, I spoke to a young lady who lives here. Across the street, her family owns a business. She said she had never noticed this place before. So that just shows the power of what's been done by Idris. I think that is amazing, and I believe that the public art plays an important role in the cultural and social fabric of our community. It can transform ordinary spaces, like a county health center, into something extraordinary. And I got to see that firsthand by just getting out my car. So I think that is an amazing thing. It's provoking thought, inspiring dialogue among residents, and inspiring dialogue among residents and visitors. It reflects our collective identity, tells our unique stories, and honors our diverse heritage. As your new representative for the Legislative District 1, I'm deeply committed to advocating for initiatives like this that will enrich our community and enhance our quality of life. I want to thank Idris, I want to thank Ben, the AKG, the students of PS31, and everyone involved. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you.
What goes on in this clinic is very important. We are talking about lots of services that are provided free of charge to individuals if they don't have health care. And what we want to do is let the public know not only about the beauty of what has been installed here, but also what goes on behind the doors. Our clinic at 608 William Street is a lifesaver in many ways because of the services that they provide. They're also there to help people make decisions as to what is appropriate for themselves and their family as they move along in their time of life. And I want to thank, first of all, our great team here at the Jesse Nash Health Clinic for the work that they've done. Many of them were instrumental in doing work during the COVID-19 pandemic as well, ensuring that our public was a safe one, was a healthy one, was administering vaccines, was assisting those on the front line doing testing and helping those at really one of the worst times of their lives. And I want to thank them all. Let's all give them a round of applause. They have a great team here and now they have a building that they can be proud of. To talk more about the impact that this Public Art Initiative project is having on the people here, as well as the services are provided, it's my pleasure to introduce my friend, my partner in so many ways, someone we all know, our Health Commissioner, Dr. Gail Burstein.
Thank you. So I have to say, we are so excited about this project. It's a constant, vibrant, visible way to draw attention to our excellent healthcare services that we're providing for all Erie County residents, especially the people that live in the neighborhood. And this is a great way to make people feel welcome. You know, it's a bright space, it's colorful, and so hopefully it's inviting and it'll bring people in. So I just want to talk a little bit about this building in particular. So and I've done some historical research on our Jesse Nash Healthcare Center. And so actually this building was named in the honor of Jesse E. Nash in 1972, in recognition of a noted sociologist, educator, civic leader, and lifelong Buffalo resident. So Professor Nash worked in fields related to housing, urban planning, healthcare throughout his career, and all directly related to the types of social determinants of health that we strive to address here today. So he was also a talented musician, and with his appreciation towards music, art, and community, I can only hope that he would admire not only what we've done on the outside of the building, but also what we're doing on the inside of the building with the people in this community. So I know everybody always thinks that government services and medical services are boring and sterile, but they're not. We're actually really exciting of what's going inside this building. We have, as you see, a full cadre of dedicated nurses and providers, skilled educators who are committed to preventing illness and providing crucial medical care with a health equity focus. So we have staff who extend our health center's clinical work with outreach to the Buffalo Public Schools and community organizations year-round. And so also now we have a new partner in our beautiful clinic building at 608 William Street, Endeavor Health Services. And they're providing very needed mental health care services and substance abuse services. So we think that there's going to be a lot of co-population with the patients that we see in our clinic for our other excellent services with Endeavor Health. So we already have some, like as I mentioned, amazing healthcare services in 608 William Street. We have a full on-board sexual health clinic with STI testing, treatment, prevention, PrEP, PEP, Doxy PrEP. We also have a full-service family planning clinic, and we offer all women's reproductive health care services. We have a tuberculosis clinic and control program, and also an immunization program. So we have a full services of essential public health care needs. So we just also established this as a health hub in our community. And I know that in the past, people thought that what was going on here was boring because it was concrete, and instead of just slabbing over some boring paint on some boring concrete, we decided to really scream how interesting this clinical services are on the inside by making the walls exciting and visually appealing on the outside. So I want to also, thank our HKG partners, and I also want to thank some of my partners here, Joe Abdullah and Jason Hurley, for coordinating this. So I'm going to turn it back to the county executive, and please, if you need any of the clinical services that I mentioned, please feel free to come on down and get those healthcare needs taken care of. Thanks.
Thank you, Doctor. Our partner in the Public Art Initiative, and when we say partner, it's really they're the ones that are doing all the work, is the AKG Art Museum. And I'm going to take our list out of order because I want to introduce someone who's been there right from the beginning. The curator from the Public Art Initiative is Aaron Ott. He was brought into this community to basically do the work that you see here. Public art was something that we had seen in many other communities across the United States, but we really didn't have a lot of it here in Buffalo and Erie County. And just think back over the decades since we instituted the Public Art Initiative, all of the art that is popped up across our community. And it's because of the vision of those at the AKG and the work that Aaron and his team does to ensure that we truly are a community that people, when they come in, can say, wow, it's incredible the amount of artwork that's on display outdoors that everyone can see in the city of Buffalo. We know that art enriches people's lives, it enriches the mind, it creates better, stronger communities for all, and it's my pleasure to welcome to the podium someone who's behind a lot of what you've seen over the last decade, the curator for the Public Art Initiative for the AKG, Aaron Ott.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Aaron Ott, and I'm the curator of public art at the Buffalo AKG Art Museum. We are proud to be here today working on this mural at this really important location. As the county executive said 10 years ago, it was through his vision that we had our foundational sponsor in Erie County for the Public Art Initiative. It continues to be led by Mark and by legislators like Legislator Dupree. And it's their commitment to this kind of cultural activity, bringing light to the work that goes on in this building. It is essential to our community. When I think about community, I think about how we come together, how we assemble. And this building takes care of so many people. So when they gather here, they are being taken care of. They are becoming part of a bigger community. This mural is literally an assemblage. It is a patchwork of pieces that have come together through input from students at Harriet Ross Tubman School. We have representatives here from that school. Those students were able to install some of the work that they produced in their school. They can now see themselves represented inside their school, but also in their community as they come together and see themselves. As Legislator Dupree said, maybe this is a building you drove past. Maybe you needed healthcare services and you didn't know it was in your community. It is impossible to not notice this intersection right now. As community, we come together. We have the Y right across the street, another Idris Wajed mural. And now this collaborative piece done with our students at Harriet Ross Tubman, done with Ben Volta, who couldn't be with us today because of his work with national and international artists. But we have community liaisons, community leaders, community artists like Idris Wajed, like Alexa Wajed, carrying the torch, Emeka Wajed. We have young artists helping us produce this, Bree Gillingham, Nigel Bowles, James Moffitt. This is a community effort. The work was painted by the community, the work was envisioned by the community, and it's being put up by the community. This is us at our best as we gather. And as we move forward, I hope that you recognize that this kind of cultural imprint is a signal. It is a signal to you that we all deserve healthy landscapes. We all deserve access to health services. And it is through the commitment of the county that provides those layers, that important sense that we are active in our community, we are protected in our community. I'm going to turn the mic over now to Idris Wajed, because without his leadership, without his stewardship, this mural would not have succeeded. We have worked with Ben Volta, a major pioneer and producer of Polytab, for several years, and we have had the goal of producing an important work with him. But he's a Philadelphia-based artist. And as we know, if we gather in our community, we need to gather with our community. And from the beginning, our representatives here, Joe and Jason and everybody that worked with us at the county, insisted that we have local partners to make sure that we had people in our community whose voices were heard. So we had Idris in the classroom at Harriet Ross Tubman School. We've had Idris being the driving force for the interpretive design here, and now leading the way to install this piece. We owe a massive debt to him and his company, Eat Off Art. With that, Idris Wajed.
Yeah, fans.
Okay. So I did write some, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to speak from what I always do, from the heart. So I want to thank Aaron for the kind words. I want to thank Mr. Polenkosh for 10 years ago for starting this, because 10 years ago, I was still kind of struggling to find my way as an artist. And now with this public art initiative in place, artists such as myself can benefit from being able to leave a mark, leave an imprint around the city of Buffalo. There are several murals from several artists, obviously talented, that were looking for opportunities. Those opportunities did not exist prior. So that's what makes this the initiatives that much more important. And while I'm on that topic, this is also, he said community-based, it is also intergenerational. And what I mean by that is Rose is one of the teachers from Harriet Tubman School who welcomed us into the Harriet Tubman School to work with her students. Some of her students' silhouettes are on this mural. They helped to design this thing and talk through things about what they'd like to see in their community right around the corner from their school. Then you have the YMCA with these young, the next generation here. Senior citizens as well were able to participate in this, so it's intergenerational. So that way we're really, really embracing each other with this mural here in this Erie County building. I just want to say that we all have to do what we are capable of doing. What do I mean by that? People everywhere are suffering. People everywhere are hurting right now. Even in our own city, we cannot act like that's not the case. What do I have to offer? I have the practice of art. I have the practice of empathy. And through those things and having an opportunity like this to work on such a large mural with an incredible team, Bree Gilliam, Nigel Bowles, my son and my wife's son, Mecca Wajid, the next generation of artists here. Thank you to Eric and Zach, Claudia, Danielle from M&T. There's so many people to thank. This is a potluck. This is a potluck of a mural here, all right? So it's for everybody. And hopefully that all of the people that this clinic serves will feel welcome and feel delighted walking in and passing out now that we have this makeover that cannot be missed. Now you know the building and now you know who it serves. My gratitude, thank you.
Thank you, Edris, and thank you for your incredible work, which is dotting the landscape in Buffalo. This is a good day. We often deal with things in county government which are tough, which are difficult. But I'd like to be at days like this when we get to celebrate the community and remind everybody of the role that they play to create a better community for all. This health clinic has been here for nearly 50 years, and it's just, you heard, some people didn't even really know what it was. When you drive by this corner, you will know something's here. And when people come here in the future, they're going to see and say that they care about not only providing good health care to the community, but also enriching their lives through this beautiful public art, and that's something we can all be proud of. So congratulations and thank you to all who played a role. Thank you, everyone. Are there any questions from the media?
Yeah, what's next?
Okay, well, on art, I'll turn that over to Aaron.
We always have an active public art season. We were lucky to complete a couple pieces already this year. One at 1221 Main Street with Pat Perry, one that stretched on our campus and into Delaware Park with Chloe Bass. Now this piece. We have another work coming up with a Detroit-based artist who's going to work with a number of local fabricators here, Amy Fisher-Price, who's going to be installing later in October and November. We are already planning for next year, as the county executive noted. This is like in August and September, that'll be the sort of 10-year moment of placing public art in Erie County for us. So in February, we, along with Eric and Zach, my collaborators at the AKG, we're going to be producing a 10-year anniversary exhibition. So we've got a lot coming up for the public, and we look forward to creating this kind of work together. This mural, this kind of work, this kind of community gathering is already inspiring the kind of work that we hope to do over and over again, bring people together. get their experiences involved in making. And so while it won't happen this year, next year we're already working with local artist Cyrus Siddiqui and our friends at Stitch Buffalo to produce another Polytab mural, one that is again informed by our community, this time by multi-generational individuals, but also immigrant experiences, and to talk about what those individuals bring as assets to our community as well. So we have a number of projects coming. Stay tuned. Go to the AKG website. Check us out.
So can you explain Polytab? How does it?
Absolutely. So Polytab is a non-woven fabric, and it comes in this case, we had a design that was put together by Idris, a digital design that could be printed on that material. It comes to us in 5-foot by 5-foot sections. We use that to host community paint days. That way, students as young as you see here at the Y, Idris said we had senior citizens painting with us. Anybody of all stripes, all talents can paint with us, get their hand directly on the production of the mural, and then our talented team gets to put it up on that wall. So it's a great way to get a number of hands involved and active in the way that we come together, with the way that we assemble to make that community.
All right, if there's no further questions, thank you, and have a great day.